Hello everyone and welcome to a readathon wrap-up. I participated in Monsters U, so Monsters University readathon. It's based off of the movie, which is a really cool movie. I really do like the movie. This was a team endpoint based readathon. I did not keep track of how many points. There was a submission form that would add up all those points for you. I was sorted onto Team Joy. So there were a total of 14 prompts and I completed 12 of those prompts. So let's go ahead and get into the prompts. So what the prompts were and what book I read for each prompt. Prompt number 1 was Mike. This is to read a book that begins with a W. I did not complete this prompt. Number 2 was Sully. This is to read a book that has where the main character feels misunderstood. For this one, I read Gluttony by Kira Roman. It was an ebook, erotic, very much an adult retelling of Red Riding Hood. I gave this one 5 stars and it was 149 pages. And it is book number 1 in like the Sinner's fairy tale retellings. Oh man, it was a good time. Very much adult. Definitely need to be 18 or older to go into that. So do be aware of that. But yeah, Gluttony. And it sounds like each book in this series is written by a different author, but it sounds like it's going to be based on the 7 deadly sins. There are 7, right? I think there's 7. So yeah, Gluttony was the first one. Sloth is number 2. And then I know there's Greed, and I don't remember what else, because I don't have those memorized. So anyway, but yeah, so that's the book that I read for that. Oh man, it was a good time. Little Red Riding Hood retelling. You have Red, Jack, Hunter, and Wolf. And Garth is another character. So you have hostage, kidnapping, and one of the big things from this is child abuse, physical, emotional, and neglect. So definitely a darker book. Prompt number 3 is Boo. This is to read a book with an unlikely friendship. I did not get to this prompt. Number 4 is Squishy. This is to read a book that has at least 3 S's in the title and or the author name. For this one, I gotta move back over again. I read Snowbound Secrets. So S started with Snowbound, Secrets, an S at the beginning, at the end. So there are 3 S's there. This is written by Jordana Pierce. This was an ebook that I read. It's either a short story or novella. Either way, I gave this one 3 stars. It is a holiday Christmas romance. It does get a little spicy. Nothing near like Gluttony, but it does have a little bit of spice. This is a bodyguard romance at work. So, yes. Number 5 is Don Carlton. This is to read a book that has a character living a double life. So for this one, I went with Katie the Cat Sitter by Colleen A.F. Venable. This is all about superheroes. I mean, Katie is a cat sitter, but another big thread is that there are superheroes in this book, and superheroes live a double life. They have their life of a superhero and their life as a normal everyday citizen. So definitely counts. I gave this one 5 stars and was 205 pages. Prompt number 6 was Randall Boggs. This was to read a book where a character you don't know you can trust. I read Gothicana for this one, and this is a dark academia setting, spicy, and the reason you don't know that you can trust the character is you don't know, one, if they're kind of being tricked into thinking what they're thinking and seeing what they're seeing, or 2, if their mind is starting to have some issues. One of the things in this is that there is a character whose parent has schizophrenia, and so you don't know if the child of this parent is starting to have hallucinations that can come with schizophrenia, or if they're of sound mind and not having hallucinations. So you don't know if you can fully trust what they're seeing and hearing and all of that. So this was fun. very spicy. 4 stars, 392 pages. So, yeah. Prompt number 7 was Dean Hardcastle. This is to read a book that is a sequel. Can be the second, can be the third, whatever, but somewhere along the series, it's a sequel. For this one, I will insert the image, but I have the discrete version, which is what I'm working on collecting, by Willow Winters. The characters' names are Cain and Ava, and the actual book title is Rough Touch, again by Willow Winters. I gave this one 4 stars, 235 pages, dark mafia romance, hostage, and is this one the one with the sex trafficking? I'm trying to remember. Yes, sex trafficking in this one, so definitely darker as well. Mafia, touch her and die type of a trope. Prompt number 8 is Terry with a Y and Terry with an I. This is to read a book where the main character has 2 minds about something. And for this one, I went with the ebook version called Hard Times by Charles Dickens. This one I gave 4 stars, was 326 pages. I'm saying that this one the character has 2 minds about something because a lot of the adults, this starts out at a school and the adults are trying to tweak the minds of the children. Like they can't use their imagination, they can't have creative thinking. It's all this black and white, stick to the facts, don't try to think outside of the box. But there are some characters that start to kind of go, is that really the right thing? And they start to question. So that's how I'm saying they have 2 minds about something. So yeah, prompt number 9 was Roz. This is for a book with a female boss. So for this one, I went with number 3 in the Katie the Cat Sitter series. There is a 4th book that will be coming out later on in the year, in the second half of 2024. This one is Secrets and Sidekicks, so it's book number 3, Colleen A.F. Venable, and the artist is Stephanie Yu. I know I did not say that the first time, but yes, the artist is Stephanie Yu. For this one, I gave this one 5 stars. It was 211 pages. Female boss, I'm taking that more as you have, as far as, because again, you have superheroes and supervillains and sidekicks in this. Some of the superheroes are female. And I'm counting that as a female boss because that's definitely a kick-a type of a thing. And yeah, female boss. So that's how I'm counting that. So I'm saying that works. Fight me on that if you want, but I'm saying it works that way. Prompt number 10 is Henry J. Waternoose. This is to read a book that is a workplace setting. For this one, I have an ebook, and this one is a young adult romance. I gave this one 4 stars. It was 262 pages, and that's Fake Dates and Mooncakes by Cher Lee. This is a debut book for this author. And did this come out in 2023? I think 2023. Anyway, Fake Dates and Mooncakes. This is as I said, a young adult romance. Workplace setting is that a lot of the times this takes place and the emphasis is on one of the male main characters on his aunt's restaurant. So that is a workplace setting. He works in the restaurant with his aunt. He works in the kitchen. He helps make stuff and things like that. So that is a workplace setting. So yeah, that would definitely count. And this is a male-male romance. Prompt number 11 is Art. This is to read a book with purple on the cover. For this one, I'm going with number 2 in Katie the Cat Sitter series. There is purple. She's got a purple cat there. She's got purple in her hair, a purple helmet, purple shoe, purple knee pads, purple pants. So, purple in the skateboard. Yeah. So, Katie the Cat Sitter number 2, Best Friends for Never. This one, again, these are all middle grades. I gave this one 5 stars, was 209 pages. This one's more about questioning certain friendships, finding out certain lies and certain secrets being unfolded and things like that. But a lot of questioning of friendships. Number 12, Celia. This is to read a 5-star prediction. This author has always been a 5-star for me, so I assumed this next book would be a 5-star. And the author is Sarah Anderson, and the book that I'm referring to is Fangs. I have read all of the Sarah Scribbles collections that are out, which there are 4 or 5 of those. There's another another fiction one about monsters, like, I'm blanking on the actual term, but it's like Bigfoot, the Kraken, those type of monsters. But this one is a romance between a vampire and a werewolf. I expected this to be a 5-star because it is Sarah Anderson, and yes, it was a 5-star read. This one was 100 pages. As I said, romance between a werewolf and a vampire. Very, very stereotypical. Vampire can't have the sun, can't be around the garlic. Werewolf can't touch silver, that type of stuff, but it was still great. Loved it. Prompt number 13 was Sherry Squibbles. This is to read a book that features a mother figure. I went with Sula by Toni Morrison. This is all about Black culture in the early 1900s. Like, most of this book takes place from 1919 to about the mid to late 1920s. And so you have this community of all Black people and what it was like with them trying to get jobs, the health care that they received or lack of health care that they received, and things like that. You have a grandmother with a couple POVs from, and an actual mother. You have a friend that you watch these kids as they grow up and become mothers. So there is a lot of mothers in this. And so I liked this one. I gave this one 3 stars. And the fun fact with this one is it is actually narrated by the author, Toni Morrison. And that was really cool. 174 pages. And then finally, prompt number 14 was George Sanderson. This is to read a book where a character goes through a big change. For this one, another middle grade graphic novel, I went with The Babysitter's Club by Anne M. Martin. This is the graphic novel adaptation, the art done by Raina Telgemeier. The artist will change in the next book. This one is Claudia and the Mean Janine. As far as a big change, well, in this one, Claudia and her sisters, they kind of fight and they can resolve things. That can be a big change. Another big change is that Claudia's grandmother has a medical emergency. And so there's a big change as far as having to adapt your life so that you can help meet the needs of your grandparent in this particular case for a member of the family. And that can be a big change. So that's why I'm considering that a big change, is mostly because of the issue with the grandmother in this. So I gave this one 4 stars, 162 pages. Those are the books that I read for the Monsters University or Monsters U readathon. Did you participate in this readathon? What team were you on? Have you read any of these books or books from any of these authors? And what was your favorite read for the month? Let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below. Until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I'll talk to you later.